Story time. The Crystal Caverns. One quiet evening, as the sun set behind the clouds, little Babytot sat on his bed. The golden light filled his room, and the magical adventures book on his shelf began to glow. Babytot saw a bright light coming from his favorite book. He walked closer, eyes wide with wonder. He sat down and opened the book. The room began to glow, and bright sparkles danced off the pages. Suddenly, colorful swirls flew out of the book. The room shimmered, and a soft wind swirled around him. He spun through a swirl of rainbow light, feeling so happy and free. "Let's go on a magical adventure," he said. Then, whoosh, he was off to Dreamland. Babytot landed with a soft plop in a magical forest. Shiny crystals sparkled all around him. He sat up, giggling and scratching his head. He looked around and smiled. He was back in Gemlight Hollow. His friends were happy to see him again. A new adventure was about to begin. Inside the cozy treehouse, the elder looked worried and whispered, "The heart crystal is gone," he said. Babytot listened carefully. The heart crystal kept the whole land shining bright. Babytot stood tall on the table and shouted, "We need to save Dreamland." Everyone cheered and raised their hands. The elves and dwarves believed in him. Everyone clapped and cheered, proud of their little hero. He waved goodbye and took his first step on the journey to save Dreamland. The sun was shining and flowers danced in the breeze. He felt brave and excited. "Here I come, Crystal Caverns," he said. As Babytot walked along the path, he saw a familiar face. "It's Chompy." The two friends laughed and held hands. As they sat under the tree, Babytot told him everything. Chompy's eyes lit up. "Then let's find it together," he smiled. The two friends made a promise to protect Dreamland and bring the magic back. Hand in hand, they walked through the glowing forest. Together, they were ready for whatever adventure came next. The mountains were high, but they didn't stop. They laughed and helped each other along the way. With brave hearts and big smiles, they marched toward their magical mission. At last, they had found the entrance to the Crystal Caverns. "How do we get inside?" Chompy asked. Babytot scratched his head. They looked around, hoping for a clue. Just as Babytot and Chompy were wondering what to do, a fairy floated down on a pink cloud. The friends lit up with hope. Magic was on their side. "This is the key," she said. "It will open the way inside." Babytot and Chompy leaned in with wide eyes. The crystal sparkled with light and magic. They floated high on a soft pink cloud. The shining crystal key sparkled in Babytot's hand. Babytot held the crystal high, and it glowed with magic light. Suddenly, the waterfall split open, revealing a golden doorway. Ahead of them stood a tall glowing gate, covered in vines of light. The Crystal Caverns were just beyond the door, and the real mystery was about to begin. The gate opened, and they stepped into a sparkling world. Crystals of every color glowed like stars among the trees. "We made it," Babytot smiled, holding Chompy's hand. A mighty dragon made of black crystal appeared. "Welcome to the Crystal Caverns," said Obsidian, the guardian dragon. Babytot and Chompy stood in awe. Deep inside the cavern, Obsidian looked down sadly. He don't know where the heart crystal is. The cavern had grown dim, and they knew if the crystal wasn't restored soon, Dreamland's magic would disappear. Babytot and Chompy walked deeper into the caves and searched every corner of the cavern. They peeked behind crystals, checked the walls, and followed glowing paths. As Babytot and Chompy searched, they met tiny critters who lived deep in the caves. "Have you seen anything strange?" Chompy asked. A tiny bug pointed to a dark tunnel. They suddenly heard a soft sob that echoed through the crystals. Behind a leafy bush, they found a baby blue dragon, crying all alone. "Why are you crying?" Babytot asked gently. Through sniffles, he shared what happened. "I was just playing with it," he said softly. "It slipped from my claws and rolled into a dark tunnel." Now, they finally knew where the missing heart crystal was. The baby dragon looked down sadly and cried. He didn't mean to lose it and was too scared to follow it. He's even more terrified to tell Obsidian. Babytot reached out and smiled. "It's okay, we'll help you find it, together." The baby dragon took a deep breath and stepped forward. With courage in their hearts and the sparkle of friendship beside them, they marched into the shadows of the tunnel. The heart crystal shimmered at the far end of the tunnel. Around it were sharp, jagged crystals rising from the water like spikes. Babytot stepped back, eyes wide. "It's too far to swim and too dangerous to walk." Babytot's eyes lit up. "Wait, you have wings," he said excitedly. "You can fly over the water and grab the crystal." Bluey the baby dragon trembled with fear. "You can do it. We believe in you," Chompy cheered. Bluey took a deep breath and blinked. He looked at his tiny wings and his new friends. Maybe, just maybe, he could be brave. He flapped his tiny wings and soared bravely across the tunnel. With a determined heart, he reached out for the heart crystal. With a joyful cheer, Bluey held the heart crystal high. Chompy clapped with glee, and Babytot jumped with excitement. They did it, together. They went off to talk to the guardian of the crystal caverns. "I'm sorry," Bluey whispered, looking up at Obsidian. The great dragon nodded kindly. "Mistakes happen, but you were brave, and you made it right." Together, they placed the heart crystal back on its pedestal. A warm glow fills the cavern as colors bloomed all around. Obsidian the guardian dragon smiled with pride. With the heart crystal glowing once more, it was time to go. Babytot and Chompy waved from their fluffy cloud. Bluey and Obsidian waved back, hearts full of joy and light. Back in the heart of Dreamland, the fairies greeted them with bright smiles. They returned the crystal that the fairy lent them. Babytot and Chompy beamed with pride. They waved goodbye to the fairies and walked down the forest path. Together with Bluey, they had brought magic back to everyone. The sun peeked through the trees as Chompy smiled. "It's time for me to go home," he said gently. Babytot waved and said, "See you next time, Chompy." Babytot returned to the village where Pappy Flint, the dwarf elder, greeted him with a smile. "Thank you for saving us," he said with joy. "I didn't do it alone," Babytot replied kindly. As the rainbow portal shimmered open, Babytot turned and waved with a big smile. Everyone cheered as Babytot floated up and disappeared into the light. Babytot landed gently back in his room, the magical book glowing beneath him. He giggled and hugged it close. "What a dream," he whispered. Babytot smiled and waved. He learned something truly special. Even the smallest mistakes can be fixed with honesty, courage, and teamwork. And with friends by your side, every adventure becomes a lesson worth remembering.
See you on our next adventure. Thank you. Bye.